Sister Lorraine Lauder. I'm Executive Director for Water with Blessings, and I'm here today live on Facebook and our other social media platforms as well to make an appeal on behalf of hurricane victims in Honduras and to tell you about our very large-scale hurricane relief program or project that we are about to launch for the North Coast area of Honduras. And this area is really close, or really something special for me, because the very first time I went to Honduras, I think it was not in 2000, about 18 months after Hurricane Mitch had hit, and that entire area was completely torn up. And I met wonderful people there who, in spite of everything, wanted to share and wanted to help one another. And I always remember this because there was a woman who the entire back half of her house was gone. We went in the front door and you just saw the entire back wall was gone and right out into the jungle behind her. And she had everything she'd been able to salvage in piles inside her house. And she went through her piles real quickly and she found a gift for me. And I have kept that gift ever since. She found this little clock and gave it to me with a great smile. And neither one of us spoke each other's language at that point. And yet her message of appreciation and love was so powerful that I've never forgotten it. And of course, I've always treasured this little clock. So I wanted to just share with you a little bit about what we're doing. We also have really great news today about help from UPS, which I'm going to share in a few moments. But first of all, here's a map of Honduras, and Hurricanes Eta and Iota have been primarily hitting this north coast or affecting this north coast area, which is very vulnerable because there's a lot of low-lying land there. So the entire San Pedro Sula airport at one point was about 4 feet underwater. I'm not sure what it is right now, but we know that from our contacts at UPS. So I've got here some pins to mark the areas where we are planning to go beginning on Monday. I believe they're going here in Yoro, in the Department of Yoro. Our team is based down here in Tegucigalpa, but this is the first time we've had a hurricane or a disaster response in which we actually had a team, experienced team in the country in place, ready to go. So that is huge. We also have a donation of 2,500 filters from Quality Home Products of Texas, and that's being matched by Sawyer with another 2,500. So we have 5,000 filters. What we're looking for now is an average cost of about $40 to $50 per unit to get our teams there, to do all the shipping, to get everybody in place, and to do the distribution and support our teams while they're doing that. We're planning several months of work. We will train hopefully 150 women a day, perhaps more, just depends on how they're able to scale up relative to the amount of destruction that they encounter. But we are building partnerships. We already have partnerships with some organizations that we've worked with in the past in the area. Hope to have some more great news soon about that. But anyway, they will be hitting these four main areas. La Ceiba, which is right on the coast, which is the first place I ever really got to know in Honduras back in 2000. San Pedro Sula, which is where UPS has their main hub for Honduras, and we'll be working with some partners there. And then a couple of small towns, Ocote Palmino and Morazan, in the Department of Yoro, and those are more remote areas that it's going to be really difficult for organizations to get aid into those areas. So that's what we're really good at, is getting to places where others are not able to get to. That's because we use the fantastic Sawyer 0.1 filter. And let's put that back up, which is right here. You can see how small and lightweight it is. It attaches to a bucket. And we're going to be putting that in the hands of mothers. And we're also going to be creating some water stations where we attach these to tanks, small tanks, and in situations where you have large populations in some kind of refugee situation, then you can provide water for a large group pretty quickly, about 40 gallons or so an hour. So it's a critical need. COVID, of course, has complicated everything. People in refugee groups are that much more vulnerable, obviously. There's just a lot of heartbreaking stories coming out of the north coast of Honduras. Our contacts there have been calling our team members in Tegucigalpa and pleading with them to please come and bring filters, because people are dying, people are getting sick, people will continue to suffer because of lack of clean water. The hurricane did so much damage to the infrastructure all across the north coast. And so you have, even where you had potable water being provided or filtered for consumption, those systems have been destroyed. People have been uprooted. Everything they have has been washed away. I've heard of person after person, personal stories, people who lost everything but the clothes on their back. And a lot of death, a lot of heartbreak. So this is something we know that we can all do together, that we can make a tremendous difference in people's lives, give them the health that they've got to have in order to start rebuilding and bringing their families back to a safe standard of living, and at least the basics of having clean water for health. So thank you. We will be doing these live updates every few days, I think, and reporting on our progress. On Monday, our team plans to take off for Morazan in right here in this part. Looks fairly far inland, but this whole area up in here has been severely impacted. Lots of mudslides too, which is what killed many, many people in Hurricane Mitch. So we anticipate that, unfortunately, that the death toll is going to rise. Our team will be taking off from here and going up to Morazan. They'll have to go through San Pedro Sula to get there on Monday, and then they will start training water women soon thereafter. And they'll be doing their darndest to do that in a thorough way. We always make sure that we don't compromise the quality of training, even in a disaster, because these filters can last for 10 years or more. And so we want that filter to serve people who need it for 10 years or more. So we're going to be sure that we meet our same standards of training every time. And that means that what you can do now to help people just after a hurricane will actually serve them for many years. Our water women, our mothers who receive these filters, each filter for 3 other families normally, they could, with this system, very easily provide clean water for 100 people a day. And in disasters, what we see over and over is people, when they have the right tool, they really step up and help each other. I'm confident because of what I learned about 20 years ago, my first trip to Honduras, is that Honduran people have a great love and care for one another, and that they will help each other. So this is going to be a great solution for them. And our best news of the day is that our contacts at UPS have made connection with the UPS Foundation, and they have agreed to fly in our filters to the San Pedro Sula airport as soon as it opens. So let's all pray for UPS. Let's pray for the speedy recovery of their airport space, and that all these things open up to make this possible as soon as possible, because people are suffering now. If you can give, please go to our website, waterwithblessings.org, or I think also Brian will be posting a link for giving directly for this campaign as well. So we appreciate whatever you can give from your heart. Know that we will be back in touch with all the data and able to show you exactly where your donation went, and even give you the picture of the mother that your filter went into her hands. So please do be in touch. We look forward to hearing from many open and generous hearts.